Okay guys, so I'm starting another design vlog. So it's like 2 years since the last vlog, and I was pretty happy with it, and it's pretty much what I do best, so let's stick to what I do best and make another design and prototype and build vlog for a new 3D printer. And we want this machine to be a premium, so I need your help to decide what kind of features and functions and product choices we want for this machine. So I started making a document. So anything that you can chip in is very helpful, because I cannot do this alone. This is going to be a community-based thing. So let's have a look at what I started. So bring you guys over to the other screen. Let me see. Just a second, guys. There we go. Okay, so here you can see Project Valkyrie. Yeah, so designing a high quality 3D printer. What I mean is like a premium one. So I already had done 2 printers. I designed my first printer in 2017. It was the Viking. Then we did the Wee Baby in 2019. Then we did the Viking version 2 upgrade. We can have a look at those machines. So this is just a sketch basically. So that's just something I want to show you, because it has some functions which I would like to implement in the new design. So this is the Viking. Some of you know this machine from before. It has been downloaded like 10,000 times or something, and there's a big community building this machine. It has broad all around the world. And then yes, so it's a CoreXY. All the printers are CoreXY. And then I wanted like a desktop CoreXY, so I designed this one in 2019. It has been upgraded as well, so this is version 1.2, and it also has the Triquetra direct drive toolhead with the Mjolnir extruder. And these machines are great, but I would like to do something more premium. And what I mean with that is that we want it to be enclosed. We want a lot of nice features like kinematic bed, or at least C-lift. We don't know what the C-lift is going to be at this point. Also, you can chip in commenting what you would like to see for the C drive. But at least I want it to be kinematic. And if you don't know what kinematic coupling is, you can Google that. I'm not going to go into details around that. We're going to look at Maxwell coupling, then we'll see what I mean with that. It basically is that we have 3 lifts for the C drive, and the 3 points stay exactly in the same place at all time. So it's very nice. It's similar to the Valkyrie V-Core. We are also going to talk about the competition, what kind of competition we have and what should we look out for. So this is something I started quite a long time ago, just to have a look at, how to enclose things and whatnot, and using 2040 profiles maybe. We don't know yet at this point. Also here I was looking at using ball screws. We don't know that. Maybe we are going to go with a belted solution, because yeah, we don't have to worry about wobble using belts, and belts work great for... I have belts on the other machines, so it should be a good option also. Looking at the Voron, it also uses belts for the C drive. And of course we want auto tramming, so that the kinematic C-lift will tram itself automatically before the print starts. And it would be nice to have a great screen, touch screen, also of course internet connection. These are things we are going to talk about now. So let me take you to the document I was looking at. So I just started this and I need your help here as well. Let me see if you are in the chat. Okay. So for terms and conditions, general requirements, product choice. So the aim is to develop a premium DIY FDM 3D printer for the DIY 3D printer community. We want an advanced C-lift with kinematic couplings, and we want a good size and responsive touchscreen, and the product should be open source. Of course, there's gonna be more here, but I will come back to that. As a function choice, we would like all, of course, functions for a trouble-free user experience. And the aim is to implement all basic functions plus any feature that is making a premium 3D printer. This is going to be a FDM printer, so auto tramming, and of course able to connect by internet. We are going to come back to the requirements and looking at the competition. Of course, we have the Valkyrie, we have the Hepa, we have the Voron, and we have, I forgot, the BLV, MGN Cube. Well, who else should we look at? I know we have the Annex. It's not really the same. The Annex printers is a little bit different, so I don't really compare those as competition, but we can write them up. Annex Engineering. Who else do you have, guys, in the chat? We can come back to this, of course. We can fill this out, but yeah. So the Hepa is of course very nice. The Ratrig Wheatcore I don't know very well, but if we do have a look at it, it does have some nice options. Let's have a look. Yeah. So here you have the kinematic couplings I was talking about. It does use lead screws. I'm not sure I'm a fan of that. Also, I was wondering about should we go for water-cooled hot end? Should we go for all metal parts? Should we go for printed parts, or a combination, or the option to also do metal as well as printed parts? That's something I would like for you guys to help me decide. So yeah, but competition, very important, of course, to see what the other guys are doing, and we don't want to be we want to be at least as good. Probably, hopefully better. And as far as design requirements, this is also very important. Requirements, we want enclosed. I want this to be essential. Water cooled, hot end, I'm thinking about going for water cooled. It would be nice to have. We're not sure at this point. Maybe we can have that as an option, of course. Internet connection is of course essential. Hello guys in the chat. and what other requirements should we have in this matrix? So chip in the chat, write a comment what you would like to see in this machine, because I want this to be a community-based design, all open source for, yeah, so anyone can chip in and make this the best premium DIY kit for the community. We want MGN, yes, thank you, Baki. We want Rails. I'm actually thinking about 12 for the Y, but maybe 9. Maybe we should go 9 for the X also. This is something I would like to add here. Can we add another? Yeah. MGN Rails, and I'm looking at 12. Actually 12. And then for Y, 9 for X maybe. Also for X we could do carbon profile for X. Save a lot of weight for that. This has been done. I've seen this be done, and it should be a good option. Okay. VSitBot is also a good competition to look at. Yes, VSitBot. Actually, this is I really like what he's doing with his machine. So we definitely should look at that one. Now I don't actually know how I can add another. Usually I use Word. Now I'm at how can I add another? Insert row below. Nice. I want this one here. We can say it's not essential, but it's nice to have. So let's put it there. VSitBot, Rattrig, vCore. Yeah. Who else do we have? I think that's good. So I know Hevort is doing a lot of good stuff. I don't know the Rattrig as well. The BLV is also nice, of course. I'm not so fan of their C drives, but I do like what he's doing with the frame using 2040s. Maybe we should do that, maybe not, I don't know. We should start designing and we should start prototyping soon. So this will be just a short live stream, and I will be back next week at least. Maybe I'll do more shorter vlogs or yeah, a week, I don't know at this point, but I just want to get this started just briefly, because I've been out of the game for a while now, and I've been thinking about designing this printer for a long time now, and I've been looking at so many nice machines out there, and I want to just pick the best from everyone and put it into one machine. So yeah, let's have another look at the document. We talked about competition. So what we should focus on now is this matrix here. What would you like to see for the machine as far as requirements? Looking at we want direct drive. Do we want direct drive or Bowden? Let's put direct drive here. Of course, if it's gonna be all enclosed, I mean totally enclosed, then direct drive must be all metal probably. So I will put it in nice to have at this point, because having an all metal direct drive is, yeah, I guess it's okay. We have to find something then. I cannot make those myself. Then we will have to find something in the market to put on the carrier. Also, the carrier should be probably metal, all metal, but of course we can use some nice filament that withstand like 100 degrees. So yeah. And for steppers, Baki is saying 1.8 degree, 0.9 for X and Y. I'm not sure I agree, Baki, but we can write it up. 0.9 for X, Y. I don't see the need really for 0.9 on XY. I really don't. I'll put it in here, not so important. If that's okay, we can always move it. Yeah, you're writing. It's interesting that you say you are saying 0.9 for X and Y and 1.8 for C. I would think the other way around. I would rather have 0.9 for the C and 1.8 for X and Y. But let me know why you would like 0.9 for X and Y. Because the added resolution is not really showing up. Never. It will never show up. Of course, for the C drive, we do have some extra resolution because of the gearing. So yeah, we could use a 1.8 there, no problem. And for X and Y, we do have 80 steps per millimeter with 16 micro stepping on the 1.8s. And then we have 160 steps per millimeter with the 0.9 stepper. But then 0.9 steppers also loses torque, so they are not so strong, because we are looking to use high acceleration for this machine, high jerk, and yeah, we need the steppers to be quite strong. Also, we would like the steppers to be outside the enclosure. Stepper motors outside. This I think is important. So I'll put that in the essential. Let me show what I'm doing. Hello, Andrew. X, you want 0. You want, it's not 0.8, it's 0.9 steppers. There's no 0.8 steppers. It doesn't exist. It's 1.8 or 0.9, half of 1.8. Basically, 0.9 steppers is 400 steps per revolution, and 1.8 steppers are 200 steps per revolution. No, you can't edit, William. That's just fine. Just telling. So there's no confusion. But if you want this, maybe we can move this then to here. If you are a fan of 0.9 steppers, then we'll put it here. And then I want it to be outside. What do you think about having the steppers outside? If we are going for all closed machine, then of course it would be nice to have the steppers outside so they don't get overheated. So anything more we should add to this matrix now? I'm not gonna stay on for long. I'm just starting briefly, and I can come back. It would be nice if you can write in the comments after the live stream and add what you would like to see for this machine as far as design requirements, and also for product choice, function choices. It would be very nice. I can always link to this document so you can have a look at it also. So we will start in the next vlog. We will start the design, or I will start to design something. So you will have something nice to look at. So you don't have to look at boring documents and whatnot. But of course we can take a look at the race one more time. This is something I started, like the railed advanced CoreXY 3D printer, but I basically started designing on an old frame. So at this point I want to start from scratch, and I want to do it all parametric, which means that we can go in and change the size of everything in one file. If I do it parametric, then I can go to modify, I can change the parameters, so we can change the size of the profiles, and everything will follow. Should be very nice to have. Also, what kind of size, what size machine should we have? Guys, what size machine? This is also something we should talk about. Maybe you should have that in the product choice. Let's write something here about the size. Size should be, of course, it should be possible to decide sizes. If you want 200, you can get a 200, and if you want a 300, you can get that. But let's say should be variable, or what do you say? It's not the right word. Andrew is saying 350 by 350 by 450. Do you want it so big in the C direction, Andrew? 300 squared is Baki saying. William wants 400. I think 400 is too big for a CoreXY, I'm sorry. Then we would look into using 9mm belts, I think, because the belts get really flimsy when you get over 350. The Viking is 380 in the Y direction and 340 in the X direction, and it's I think it's like on the edge of what I would do. So I'm thinking 350 at like the biggest. Let's just write something here. I will sub 350, I will say something like this. I'm thinking 350 squared. We can also always do it higher. You can do it 400, 450 in the C direction. We could do that. I want this to be a choice. Personally, I would not go so high on the C, but it could be an option, of course, to go bigger on the C axis. Yeah, I know we have option for wider belts, William, but the problem is that on a CoreXY, the belts are stacked in the XY. So they go on top of each other like this. So I have the A belt and the B belt, and the wider the belt is, the more space they take. And also the idlers, they start getting very high when you're going to the 12mm belts, and also even 9 and 10, they get really high. So on a small machine like this, it's not really, it would be nice to be able to utilize 6mm belts for the X and Y. We could go 10 though. It's an option to go 10. I probably would do 10 for the Z-axis. I did 10 on the upgraded V baby, and 1.2 now. There's a 10mm belt on the Z-axis, and it's much stiffer. It doesn't stretch so much, so it's more precise. But also, it's not ideal to have a stiff belt on the X and Y. So yeah, it's a compromise between stiffness and flexible and size and whatnot. So yeah, okay, make a beast. Let's make a beast. 45 by 45 Bosch Alu profiles. I don't think the MGNs fit on those profiles, because if we are going to use MGN 12, it cannot fall down into the slot. So let's write here something about the profile. We don't have to set that as a requirement, but let's just write standard Alu profiles, and then write 20, 40. We could look into 3030s. We could even look into 4040s. And 3030, but when we go up to 3030, I'm not sure how big the slot is, because yeah, we don't, as I said, we don't want the MGN, we don't want the rail to fall down into the slot. Belted C, yes, we would like. I would personally, I would like to see belted C. Let's write that here. The C drive. It's nice to have. Or we could do ball screws. I'm not sure at this point. I don't think we should put it here. Actually, I do have a lot of ball screws. I ordered ball screws for this guy. So I have 3 ball screws. Not very good quality, so I'm not sure how straight they are, but yeah. Let's write in here in product choice, belted C or ball screws. I will write here. I do not want to use what are the other screws called again? Yeah, the ball screws I bought is not so expensive, and I don't think we should focus too much on price for this guy. Of course, price is important, so we should talk about price. But where would you set the limit to build a machine like this? Would you like it to be sub $1,000, or could we go above $1,000? The current machines are priced at about 850. When I say the current machines, I mean the wee baby, this guy, is coming out at about 800 something. Actually almost the same as this guy, even this guy is bigger, but it doesn't really matter for the price. Size is not an important factor for the price, because the profiles, they, yeah, if you order 3 meter or 4 meter, it's not so important for the price. But we should have that in mind, of course. So belted is of course a cheaper solution, but the one thing with the belted gear, the belted C, is that the C drive will fall down when the motor is not powered. That's actually not a big problem unless you want a resume function. If we do want a resume function, then belted C is not good. So what do you think about that? Let's write resume function. I'm not sure. Yeah, you can see my screen. Resume function. I will not have that as essential. We can have it as nice to have. William is saying set price at 1500 to 2000. Yeah, we don't have to set anything for the price at this point, but I'm thinking that I don't want to set 1000 as a limit for this. If we want a premium machine, we don't want to set a limit at 1000. If you look at the Voron, I think most of them come out at least 1500 or something. So yeah, we should be priced, I think, around the same as a Voron, looking at the premium build. Also going for the all-enclosed will of course add some cost to this machine. Just have to look into the chat. Closed loop. Oh yeah, closed loop stuff. That could be interesting, Toma. Let's write that here. Close. Then we could still have resume function. I would put that in the nice to have column. You guys have a lot of great ideas. That's why I do this stream, because I really need help to be able to make this premium. I don't have everything in my head. Just looking in the chat. No, Toma, you are right. Not just another printer. I really want to make this premium, so let's make it as good as possible. Closed loop steppers is actually a good idea. I did not think about that. Then we will also be able to resume. And one thing I really want to do on this machine is, I didn't write that here. I wrote it up here. Kinematic C lift. This is sort of essential for me, because to be premium, this is a must, I think. And yeah, Raspberry. Baki is talking about Raspberry. Counterbalance. Not a fan of counterbalance, Thomas. Sorry about that. I know many people are talking about counterbalance, but yeah, I would rather go closed loop. On the V-Baby, I have a belted C now, and it's not a problem at all. What I do after each and every print, I just run the bed down to the bottom and it stays there. But of course, if we have a power outage, then something will happen and we cannot resume if we don't have a closed system or whatever. I'm not sure how that would work actually. But yeah, one solution for this is to have if they have max end stops, then you could be able to resume. If I have end stops in the bottom and we home the bed in the bottom, then resume options should be possible. What do you think about that? You are talking about the Clipper, Hugo. As far as firmware, I don't think we should write anything about firmware at this point. In my mind, this is only just me, I have not been able to look into Clipper yet. I've talked to people using Clipper. Personally, I'm a fan of the RepRap firmware, and RepRap is also coming now with the input shaper. So we don't need Clipper for input shaper, but of course Clipper is nice because it's nice, but then it's not so nice because it's basically a beta firmware all the time. It never like ends. Yeah, we have to talk about firmware at some point. Let's write here about firmware, something about firmware, function, product choice, function choice. Let's write it here in product choice. It doesn't matter really. We want advanced firmware. Top of the line firmware. Whatever happened to Marlin, by the way? Did I used Marlin a lot myself, but then I moved on to RepRap firmware and kind of just stuck there because the duets are really nice. So yeah, whatever. About the boards, we don't have to decide about board, but what we can write is a high and a premium. We can write premium controller. Premium controller we can write. I'm not sure SKR is a premium controller. I would rather maybe look at something else. Actually, what we want, this is something I would like to write in the requirements actually. I want the controller. This is my personal, of course, meaning, and so it's kind of biased, but I'm thinking we should have integrated steppers, and we need 6 steppers. 6 steppers minimum. And I would like them to be integrated, but we've had that as essential. Do you see my screen now, guys? Yes, you do. Insert row and I'm really a fan of integrated steppers and not the step sticks. also the integrated steppers, they perform better, and we only need the 2209s. We don't need any 50s or whatever. We don't need the 2660s. The 2209s is more than enough for a premium build. Of course, it was supposed to be stepper drivers, stepper. Like this. What do you think? What do you think, guys? Do you like the step 6, or do you like you can get Duet clones for a good price now. The Duet, the few sets is currently selling the Duet Wi-Fi 3, the Duet 3, the Duet Mini 3 for about $60 US. So it's not expensive at all. And those are great. They have integrated 2209s. I will write here 2209s. I would like the 2209s. We could of course do other types as well, but yeah, just have it there. Toma says, I would rather have firmware that can just be controlled by Android tablet, but just the trigger by the mount itself, not on the Android. The screen is irrelevant. Yeah, actually I don't have a screen myself. I do everything from the computer by Wi-Fi. But wouldn't you guys like a touch screen? Nice big touch screen, responsive touch screen. It would at least look good. Yeah. Maybe you should skip the touch screen. Let's write here. It's an interesting idea to skip the touch screen, but I would, for a premium build, I would like to have a nice touch screen. Let's have that nice to have. Yeah, I've been using tablet myself for controlling the printer, but I do like the touchscreen though. Yeah. Let's have a look at the machine one more time. There we go. Too many windows, guys. It's hard to navigate. Yeah, so, I don't know if this placement is good or not, but this is just a mock-up with the doors in the front, and yeah, I did never get to design the top. Of course, there should be a top here. And as you see, I did put the steppers on the back, like this. And then there will be some extra idlers here for adjusting the tension. So of course, we also need to write, we need tensioners. Belt tensioners, very important. Belt ten on XYZ. This is important. Don't you think this is important, guys? Stepper motors outside, resume function, closed loop, kinematic, C-lift, minimum 6 stepper drivers, integrated maybe, touchscreen maybe, belt tensioning, yes. So what more do we have? Okay, Thomas, see you. Okay, guys, I think that's enough for now. I stayed 20 minutes over time. Hepa filter. Ah, good option, good option, good option. Let's write there. Let's have that as an option as well. You can, I will put that in the nice to have. Maybe we can move it to the need to have. But let's put it there for now. And then, guys, I will see if I can link to this document so you can have a look at it if you want to, and you can add the comments in YouTube or send me an PM or whatever. And I will be back. We'll be back at least next week, maybe Sunday. Let's see how much I can do in that time. But this will be exciting. I'm excited to start this new vlog, this new build, a premium build. Also, I would like to talk about, I'm thinking about putting the electronics outside, of course, and maybe putting all the AC stuff under the print, under the machine. Like the Voron has everything under, but I would like the low current stuff to be on the back. Like the BLV. So what do you think about that? Where should we put the electronics? Should we put everything under, everything on the back? Or should we have AC under and low current on the back? What do you think? Let me know, guys. That's it. See you guys soon. Thank you for joining in. It was nice to start vlogging again.